time that some people give to God is 90 minutes a week. Let me break this down for you. Every single day, every day, 24 hours, contain 1,440 minutes in one day. 1 week contains 10,080 minutes. 1 month contains 43,800 minutes. 43,800 minutes. 1 year contains 525,600 minutes. 1 decade or 10 years contains 5,256,000 minutes. 1 century or 100 years contains 52,560,000 minutes. And most people only give God 90 minutes a week. 90 minutes a week. That's like giving God 12.7 minutes of your day. That's all you're worth to me, God. I want you to imagine for a moment, if you have a business, what's going to happen with your business if you give it 90 minutes a week? What's going to happen to your home if you give it 90 minutes a week? What's going to happen to your employment, to your job, if you give it 90 minutes a week? What's going to happen to your profession if you give it 90 minutes a week? What's going to happen to your marriage if you give it 90 minutes a week? What's going to happen to your rest, your sleep, if you give it 90 minutes a week? Can you imagine sleeping 90 minutes a week? What's going to happen to you? What's going to happen to your education if you only give it 90 minutes a week? What's going to happen to your relationships if you only give them 90 minutes a week? What's going to happen to your sustenance? In other words, that's the food that you eat. And I'm going to shock you here in a second. So what's going to happen with your relationship with God if you only give it 90 minutes a week? You think you're going to have a healthy marriage if you only give it 90 minutes a week? And you're going to tell me that I am okay with God if I only give him 90 minutes a week? But most Christians think that's okay. Most Christians think I'm okay with just showing up for 90 minutes. 90 minutes from the time that the service starts to the time that the worship is over. From the time that the message starts to the time that the worship is over. 45 here, 45 there. I've given God my 90 minutes. Let me give the world and everything else the rest of my time. And I will be okay. You're going to spend 5 years waiting in line at the doctor's office, for your haircut, at the gas station. Well, if you live in Immokalee, you're going to spend 10 years, because when you go to Winn-Dixie, you're never going to get out. Women spend 1 year, deciding what to wear. Honey, do you like this dress? Do I look fat in this dress? Does this match? This and that. 1 year deciding what you're going to wear. This is where it gets good. You're going to spend 525,600 minutes sitting on the toilet. Let's keep this number right here. And let's go back to our 90 minutes. If you spend 90 minutes a week, that's every week for 75 years. That means you didn't get sick on a Sunday. That means your family didn't come to visit you on a Sunday. That means you didn't go on vacation on a Sunday. That means you just didn't feel like coming on a Sunday. That means you weren't mad at the pastor and said, I'm not going to church. That means you came to church every single week for 75 years. If you take those 90 minutes and you multiply it by 52 weeks in a year, yes or no? You're going to get in 1 year 4,680 minutes. That's how much time you have given God. If you come to church for 75 years straight, you're going to give God 351,000 minutes. In other words, you gave the toilet more time than you've given God in a lifetime. Think about it for a moment. Is 90 minutes all the time that you give to God? Is that it? Imagine giving your marriage 90 minutes. Imagine giving your body, your sustenance, 90 minutes a week. You're going to die. Your marriage is going to die. Your family is going to die. Your home is going to die. Everything around you is going to die. But we're okay with God if all we give him is 90 minutes of our time.